So let's talk about 5G and let's go through most of this together. So this problem says, according to a television commercial, 3 out of 5 dentists recommend brushing your teeth with Crest toothpaste. Okay, so it's being specific, not just brushing your teeth, but with Crest toothpaste. The first question says, how many dentists recommend brushing with Crest if the total dentists surveyed was 350? So we need to come up with a proportion. Our proportion is 2 ratios equaling each other. The first ratio I'm going to use comes from the given information, which is what I underlined. What is that ratio?
3 out of 5.
Right, 3 out of 5. So I'm going to have 3 over 5, and let's put some labels there. What does the 3 mean, and what does the 5 mean? Who has idea?
3 would be dentists that recommend brushing your teeth with Crest, and then 5 would be total dentists.
Perfect. And I'm going to make this be a little bit less wordy. 3 is going to be our Crest dentists, and 5 is going to be our total dentists. So that's the ratio we're going to use throughout this packet. Can somebody tell me then if that's the ratio we're going to use throughout this whole thing? 3 out of 5 represents our what vocab word?
Ratio.
It's a ratio, yes. But if it's what we're going to use throughout the entire problem.
It's our
Constant, yes. And some of you may have been saying that, but exactly. That's going to be our constant. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay? Now for this problem, we have 3 Crests out of 5 total, and it's saying how many recommend Crest if the total is 350. So tell me, where does that 350 go?
Bottom.
Bottom, right, because it's saying 350 total, and we're looking for Crest, so X or N, whatever variable you want, is going to be up top. Okay, from here we will cross multiply. So we will have 5 times X is 5X. And then 3 times 350 is 1050. Victoria, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
If you can't see, you can hop in because this isn't working. If you can't see anything, just hop in with somebody's other screen. You can slide over, okay? All right, what comes next, folks? What do I do to get X alone?
You have to divide.
Good. Okay, so I divide through by 5. Gives me 210. So in a complete sentence, what does that mean? It's saying that there would be 210 dentists that recommend Crest. Any questions there? Okay, so go ahead and do number 2. Number 2, using a complete sentence, explain what we just did. So go ahead. What did we do? Did we add, subtract, multiply, so forth? Gabe, are you back? Gabe, are you back? No problem. Cool. All right. Can anyone share with us what they have for number 2? Remember, you don't have to sound like a complete professional mathematician, but I want to hear your words. What did we do? You know those engagement reports that I send? Here's where things are going to start to change because that participation for many of you is not so good. Okay, so someone said cross multiplied.
I didn't see you cross multiply 3 and 350, and then you got 5 along with x, and then.
Okay, so yeah, but we want to avoid those numbers and just actually say with words. So what did we do? But yes, we cross multiplied. So first, I cross multiplied. And we can just say, this is a little trickier than our old one. So we can just say first I cross multiplied and then divided by the coefficient, which was 5, to solve for my variable. All right, number 3. Let's do number 3. So I'm still going to use that same ratio, okay, which was 3 crest over 5 total. And this time around, what's going to go where? It's saying what's the total dentists if the total recommending crest is 4,800. So what's the 4,800? Total or crest? Crest, right. So that means that will go up top. And the question says, what's the total? So x or n, whatever variable you want, goes on the bottom. Everybody go ahead and cross multiply. If you need to borrow a calculator, feel free to. Just remember at the end of class, I'll have you type them. Okay? Or you can use your calculator on your laptop. In a private chat, tell us what you got. So take a couple minutes to solve it, and then in the private chat, tell us the answer that you got. I'm seeing many correct answers. And the correct answer that most of you do have is 8,000. So let's check that, okay? We're going to multiply the 3 times x. So make sure we're making the x, right? We're not going across. We're cross multiplying, making like a x marks the spot. So we get 3x equals 5 times 4,800. So that gave me 24,000. And then we divide both sides by 3, and x equals 8,000. So good job there. What does that mean? 8,000 what?
8,000 or recommend that
Good. You're close, and thank you for participating. But it's 8,000 dentists, but look at our proportion, right? That x value we put at the bottom, and what's my label with the bottom?
Is it dentist that surveyed?
Yeah, it's just total dentists, okay? So we know the crest amount. This is just the total dentists. So there is a total of 8,000 dentists, or like you said, Moses, dentists surveyed, if you'd like. But the total is what's important. We don't want anything with crest involved here. We knew crest. That was 4,800. Okay? Okay, number 4 is going to be the same type of thing. What did we do to figure that out? I cross multiplied. And then divided, in this case by 3, but that's still a coefficient. To get the variable alone. Okay, cross multiplied, then divided. Those are the two operations, and that's the order. All right, let's keep it going. Our table. All right. What do we have here on our table? Okay, some of you guys cruise along with this, and others of you I'm still a little concerned with in terms of figuring out labels and units. So what's what? Here's the hint. There's a lot of things in front of you to look at. If I look at that table, there's already a number in there. In this first column, I see a 350. Do you see 350 in any of the problems that we already have done so far? Yeah, what problem? Number 1. And what did that 350 mean? Did it mean total dentists? Exactly. So that means that that first column is our total dentists. Right. And if you want dentists, total dentists surveyed, great. The unit there is just dentists or people, right? Dentists are people, so you can say people. What is that second variable that we've been working with? We had total dentists, and then we had what? Loud. Crest dentists, exactly. So you could be specific and say dentists that recommend crest, or just to have room, we can write crest dentists. That's fine. But the main thing is to understand that one is about total, any type of dentist. Maybe they recommend Colgate, okay? And then we have dentists that recommend crest. And again, that unit can just be dentists or people, your choice. Okay, now, when I have my expression here, folks, this first column is what variable again, everybody always? Yes, which is, but, That's for the next thing. But this first column always represents which variable, X or Y? X. So right here, my expression is just going to be X. The expression for Crest dentists, I'm not going to put Y. I want to keep it in terms of X. What was the ratio that we've been using? 3/5. So this is going to be 3/5 X. Or like Jordan, yesterday you said, can't we just use a decimal? And sometimes yes. So that's like the same thing as saying 0.6x. Exactly that. Okay. But whatever your ratio is, that's what we were using, right? 3 out of 5. Yeah. Okay. Now we fill in these missing spots. So when it was 350, what did we get for Crest dentists? 210. Good. And then in question 3, what was our total when it was 4,800 Crest? 8,000. Okay, so again, I'm just using the calculations we had to come up with that. Alrighty, everybody take 3 minutes here, or 2 minutes. Fill out question 6. So given what we just did in 5, right? Take a look, right? This is working. Total dentist, that was our first column. And Crest dentist, that was our second column. Everybody fill out your boundaries and come up with our intervals. You can use that graph of 20 units to do that. Go. And if you need a calculator, again, feel free to use your computer or grab a calculator.
Can we divide it by 20?
By what?
By 20?
Mm-hmm. If you want to share what you got, you can. It's not letting me look at the chat, so
I can share if you want.
there we go. It came up. Sure.
So for my lower, I put 0 and 0, and then upper, put 8,000, and then 4,800. And then for my interval, I did 400 and 250.
Great. And so as you can see on the screen here, that is exactly what we would have for my upper and lowers. And then we divide that upper by 20, which gives me 400. So there's my interval for total dentists. And then I do 4,800 divided by 20, which I got 240. So what did you say you used?
I just rounded to 250.
Yeah.
It's easier to count
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. But if you put, I'm going to put in parentheses, if you put 240, that's okay. But just like Gabe said, 250 is probably easier. 250, 500, 750, 1,000. Your choice though. Okay? What did you say you used, Gabe, for the first one? Did you say you used 400 or 500?
I used 400.
Yeah, I would just use 400s. That's pretty straightforward. Okay? Any questions there? All right. Number 7. Write an algebraic equation for the problem situation and let's define our variables. Everybody should be able to define these variables, no problem. X is my first column, Y is my second. So what did we say X is going to be? Right, total dentists. Okay, we see it in 2 spots. We see it on number 5 and we also see it on number 6. What will my Y value then be?
Dentists I recommend Crest.
Exactly. It's the second row in number 6 and the second column on number 5. So dentists, I'm running out of room, but dentists recommending Crest, or you could say Crest dentists, whichever one there. Okay, let me just... Now my equation. This is sometimes people forget this part. I don't know why. I think you don't see it or something. But my equation is always going to be y equals. And it's going to literally come from the expression we had. I'm going to star it up here in question 5. What did that expression say?
Y equals 3/5 x.
Exactly. So I'm going to have 3/5 x right there. So let's just do another example. What if the problem dealt with a ratio of 4/7? Then my equation would be y equals
4/7 x.
Exactly. If my ratio was 2/9, then my equation is y equals
2. What did you say? 2/9?
Yeah, 2/9 x. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and before we go, okay, we're gonna do this. But 8, 9, and 10 are those ones that people continue to get incorrect. So I'm gonna ask you to try them, and then when we come back from lunch, we're gonna check over them. Below 8, 9, and 10 is 11 through 14. Everybody take a look at 11, 14. Does everybody remember what you're doing here?
Yeah.
We're just what? Cross multiplying, okay? Try your best to not use the calculator. See if you can do it, okay? Remember, if you can reduce anything, you can reduce it as well. So the bell's going to ring shortly. I would like you to work on 8 through 14 right now. I'll give you about 5 minutes also when we come back from lunch, and then we will go over those answers and off to do the homework. Any questions? Alrighty, so work until you hear that bell.